Hello, my name is Mooncat and welcome to the 2021 summer event. The event is starting in a couple of days, so I would like to give you an overview of the event and how to get the most out of it. So let's start with the mechanics. The mechanics are quite simple and the exact same as from last year. In fact, the people over at the fandom wiki didn't really see any point in upgrading the graphics. This is from last year, but the event is exactly the same, so we will use this to explain. So the way this works is quite simple. Through the quests, you gather doubloons, and with these doubloons, you're able to spin the wheel. For each spin, you have to pay one doubloon. Now, when you spin, you can decide if you want to spin or if you want to refresh and spin. So what does that mean? Well, as you can see here, you have 9 different rewards, and when you spin, you will land on a random reward and get that. You'll see that there are 3 different colors. You have the green ones, which are kind of the common ones. Then you have silver, which are more rare, more valuable. And then you have gold, which are the best ones. Kind of like daily specials from previous years. There are no, or from other events, there are no daily specials in this event, but there are a selection of kind of the same thing as a daily special, which you can get through the gold price here. So you'll also be able to see that these green ones, these have 4 slots, the silver ones have 2, and the gold one has 1. And that means you are able to pick up the green prices 4 times before they disappear, the silver ones 2 times before they disappear, and the gold one once. Now, when all of the rewards have been picked up from a certain slot, that slot is grayed out and you are no longer able to land on that slot. And that means that if a couple of these slots, a couple of these green slots, for example, are removed, it makes it more likely that you'll end up on this one, the gold one. So that is something to keep in mind, but I'll get a little bit more into strategy later on. Now, when you refresh the wheel, you will switch or refresh all of these rewards, and all of the slots will be replenished. You will have 4 of all the green ones, 2 of all the silver ones, and 1 of all of the gold one. So that is the 2 options. Now, what is unique about this event is that you're actually playing against or with or kind of together with your neighborhood. So all of your neighbors are able to spin the same wheel, which means you're picking up rewards from the same wheel. So if a neighbor picks up the gold price, that means that you are no longer able to pick up the gold price. And that means that there is a very interesting kind of play between the neighbors where a lot of strategy comes into play. I'll go back into that a little bit later. Now, when you spin, you get 1 compass, and when you use this compass here to sail, you will sail this boat here either 1, 2, or 3 steps forward. When you have sailed all of these 20 steps, you get a grand prize and you start over. So that's how you get the grand prize. By spinning the wheel, you get a compass. When you use the compass, you will move 1 to 3 slots towards the grand prize. So on average, around 2 slots per compass or 2 slots per doubloon, which means in order to move these 20 moves to the grand prize, you need around 10 doubloons. With that, let's have a look at the grand prize. So the grand prize for this event is the Pirates Hideout. It is 5x6, so quite big, and at level 9, the max level, it gives up to 33% attack boost for your attacking army. That is very nice. It's above 1 attack per tile. Even if you include roads, it's just above 1 attack per tile, which is definitely very, very nice. Here you can see that it has a similar mechanic to the Crow's Nest, for example. It has a 40% chance of giving 40 forge points per day, or a 32% chance of getting goods, 85 goods, and also some medals or supplies. Now, if we convert these numbers, that is 16 forge points per day on average, and 27.2 goods per day on average. So that is very nice, very good values, and combined with a blue galaxy, for example, is a very nice building. So I would definitely recommend getting this, trying to get this. And that brings me on to an interesting question. Is it easy to get this building? It's quite easy. If we see here, you get 3 pieces from the grand prizes, which means you need another 6 upgrade kits from grand prizes, from milestone rewards there, sorry. So another 6 from grand prizes. If you have the events or prize box, then you only need 5. So let's have a look at the grand prizes. So here you'll see that you get a Hideout upgrade kit every other grand prize. So that means if you have the events or prize box, you need 9 of these, grand prizes to get the building fully leveled. If you do not have the events or prize box, you need 11. Now, as I mentioned, you need around 10 doubloons per grand prize, which means you need around 90 doubloons to get it fully leveled if you have the events or prize box. If you do not have the events or prize box, you need around 110 doubloons. If you have a look at how many doubloons you get, for free you will get 102 doubloons, and you will also get some from incidents. So I would say that even if you do not have the events or prize box, getting a fully leveled Pirate's Hideout shouldn't be too difficult. Now, in addition to the building itself, this year we also get 3 new chain buildings. This is a part of a chain set, so when you chain these buildings below this set here, below this building, you get additional bonuses for the Pirate's Hideout. You have the Shark Shallows, which gives 9 goods. You have the Captain's Anchorage, which gives 8 defense boost for your attacking army. And you have the Fisherman's Pier, which gives 4 forge points. Now, all of these are 5x2, so they are quite big. And in my opinion, the Shark Shallows and the Captain's Anchorage are not really worth it. They simply give too little for the space it takes up. So here, for example, you get 8 defense for 10 tiles, which is below 1 defense per tile, and with defense, you usually get a lot more than that, over 1 defense per tile. But that's not really good. The goods one, not really good anyways, in my opinion. The Forge 1.1 is, I guess it's alright. It gives 0.4 Forge points per tile, which is fair. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you are on a new world, for example, if you simply want to improve or increase your Forge point productions as quickly as possible, this is not too bad of a building for that. So yeah, in addition to the Pirate's Hideout, you also have these, but my recommendation is that for most players, you should focus on the Pirate's Hideout and simply ignore the chain buildings. So, that brings me on to the quests. As I mentioned, you get 102 doubloons from the quests and daily connections, daily logins. And you also get some from the milestone bonus. Now all of these quests, these are standard quests. I don't really need to go over them. But if you're interested, in the comments you will see a pinned comment, and in that I have kind of my cheat list or spread, I don't know what you want to call it, this thing here, where you'll see kind of where my bottlenecks are for the event. Now this might be different for you. You have to go through the quest yourself to see which ones you struggle with. But these are my bottlenecks. So here we have all the productions. So 1 hour productions, 24, that is quest number 4, and so on. And here recruit some units, for example. So if you want to look at that, this is in the pinned comment. But I would recommend going through the quest yourself to see if there are some bottlenecks for you personally that I haven't included. For example, all of these build quests, I don't have any issues with those, but you might. So yeah, that's that. Now, finally, let's talk about the Wheel of Fortune prizes, and then I'll go more into strategy. Now, when it comes to the golden prizes, first of all, you might get forge points or medals. Why this one is among there, I don't quite know. But then you have the Governor's Villa, both level 1 and the selection kit. This is a really good building from the previous, from 2 years ago, I think. No, last year. No, last year, sorry. So yeah, this one really good. You should try to get some of those. Then you have the guard post selection kit, which is also nice. You can get the, I believe it's the pirate post, I believe it's called, which gives you 2 attack for 2 tiles without any need for road connection. So this is quite a good one. Then you have the chain buildings. As I mentioned, I don't really recommend them. But you can always pick them up if you want to sell them to the antique dealer if you want to. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend going for these. Then you have the pirate selection kits, or the ship selection kits. These, there are some good stuff in some of them, but again, a lot of other better rewards to go for. Then you have the Sentinel Outpost, as usual, really good. The Shrine of Knowledge is a nice one to sell to the antique dealer if you need some more to sell. Same with the store building kit if you need to store and sell some of your older event buildings. The Sunken Treasure was nice a few years ago. It's quite nice. You're able to complete the current age productions with them if they are if they are your age. In that regard, they're quite nice, but yeah, I wouldn't really recommend going for these. The sleigh builders are no better for that purpose. So yeah, then you have the previous year's selection kits as well, the Crow's Nest and the ship. Ship is kind of outdated now, the Crow's Nest is quite nice, so you might want to go for that. And then on Diamond Worlds, you'll be able to get the Wishing Wells or Wishing Well Shrink kits, which is nice as well. But it does require you to be on for quite some time. I'll go back into that. Now, for silver and green prices or common prices, not a lot interesting here. I suppose the only interesting thing would be this, the Sentinel Outpost Upgrade Kit, which is a silver reward, which is really nice. So while you're working on a grand prize or a gold prize you want, you might be able to get some Sentinel Outpost kits as well, or upgrade kits. So that's very nice, but other than that, all of these are, definitely not for me. So with that, let's talk a little bit more about strategies. So, as I mentioned, when you spin this wheel, you are playing against or with your neighbors. And that makes this a really interesting feature. So, ideally, what you want to happen is that there is a reward you want, and ideally you want your neighbors to eliminate as many of the green or silver rewards, and then when there are few slots left, you try to get the gold prize. Of course, this is a really tricky thing to get right. They might get it instead of you, and if you work towards a grand prize, some people might try to snipe it or steal it away from you. So here it's a lot about luck, and also a lot about simply checking in frequently. Because if you check in multiple times per day, so just check the wheel. When you get a good situation where you get a grand prize or a gold prize you want, and let's say a few of the bad slots have been eliminated, you are able to try to get that without wasting or with spending fewer doubloons than if you had done everything yourself. So that's kind of what you hope to happen. But at the same time, this can also work in reverse, where you work towards a grand prize or gold prize, and some of your neighbors comes in and steals it. So it's kind of, a double-edged sword. But to get the most out of this event, you simply have to check this wheel frequently and spin it when a reward you want comes up. Another thing that is good for when you do that is to try to always have, I would say, at least 10 doubloons ready, so that you're able to spend some doubloons to get a reward. I would try to rush the quests as quickly as possible, and then only use the doubloons for when there is a good situation, a good wheel. But then, of course, if you get towards the end of the event and you haven't been able to spend them, then you do have to work on the wheel yourself, spin and refresh it yourself, which is a shame, but that's how it is. Now, if you're not able to be active during this event, or if you're not able to check in on the wheel frequently, then you will most likely not get a lot of good stuff. You'll have to spend most of your stuff by yourself, refresh the wheel and work on it yourself, which means you'll waste a couple of doubloons refreshing the wheel, and then when you get the gold prize you want, you have to work towards it all by yourself, without any of your neighbors kind of helping you clearing out rewards you're not interested in. So that's one reason why I'm personally not too big of a fan of this event. It requires you to be active or to check in on the wheel frequently. Oh, sorry. But yeah, if you're not able to do that, then you're probably not able to do a lot, to get a lot. And that's a reason why I'm not going to do this event on my diamond worlds, for example. I simply don't have the time to check in frequently, so it's not worth it for me to do all the quests, and probably not be able to get a lot of these, a lot of wishing wells. So yeah, on my main world I'll try to check in as frequently as I'm able to, and hopefully I'll be able to get a lot of good stuff. If you're able to check in often, then you might be able to get one Governor's Villa for free. But that heavily depends on luck and how frequently you're able to check. But it is possible to get one for fully leveled the Governor's Villa for free. But again, it's very luck dependent, so you might not get it either. That's how it is. So yeah, but it should return to the antique dealer as well, or no, it's already in the antique dealer, I believe. Either it is or it will be added to the antique dealer. So even if you don't get all, you should be able to get it fully leveled eventually. So yeah, I think that's about it for the event. I think I've gone over all that needs to be gotten over. The event hub, not quite sure what the reward there is, but yeah, probably nothing good. So yeah, I think that's about it. Hopefully this gave you some insight into the event. So yeah, with that I'll leave it there. I'll pick up my phone. So thank you very much for watching, and take care, good luck with the event, and I will see you in the future.